Jeffrey's eyes are glued to the screen. Sale, 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 lowest prices, free posted packaging. He's stuck. He's zoned in. He can't take his eyes off the screen anymore. Jeffrey goes for a walk and he's just distracted, looking at all the advertisements. This is why he's broke. Men like Jeffrey are so certain that they are immune to the effects of advertisement and marketing, but their bank balance doesn't grow that much. They keep buying shit that they don't need, but they've been convinced that they do need, so it's not processing in their mind. Jeffrey would like to be minimalistic. He'd like to save up money, he'd like to invest, he'd like to get success, but he keeps buying bullshit. Adonis lives a simple life. No television, no smartphone. He uses the internet only for his business deals and to send his friends around the world a picture of his favorite leaf. He lives in the outback, away from modern distractions. He hasn't seen a billboard, advertisements. He's accumulated great wealth, our Adonis. He's stayed distraction free. He hasn't bought bullshit. And because of that, he gets to give back to his community. I was walking to the gym yesterday, just kind of in my own mind, listening to a podcast, and a car's going past me, and the woman inside was literally just looking at me smiling, like, you know, with a nice, like, happy smile as she drove past. And just straight away kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'll smile too, and like I should be happier and everything. And so that really put into my mind of like, you know, like, oh okay, there's cars, there's drivers, look at the driver because they're smiling and everything. You know, that was in my mind. I go and have a really good workout, I leave the gym and I'm really paying attention to like, you know, cars and drivers and stuff. And so I'm looking into like people's cars like as they drive past. And there was one particular part of this road, there's like some shops and shit next to me, where I swear to God, every single driver did the same thing. They're driving past, every single one of them, mouth breathing, their eyes go from the road, glued to something just to my right. What do you think it was? A big red advertisement, like a big red billboard outside of a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant called Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is kind of like a Canadian, like fast food, like donut type of shit. It had like a big red, like pretty damn big red sign right outside of it. And everyone's attention was just being captivated to it. Their eyes just go into it. Not only is that kind of like a safety hazard when you really think, okay, they're losing focus. Think about it right now. When they're driving there, they didn't consciously choose to do that, right? This is actually like kind of interesting. What we value as humans, and especially as adults, is autonomy, is free will, our ability to make our own choices. These drivers, when they were going past, they didn't make their own choice. They didn't consciously think, there is a sign over there, I will look at it to be informed. They probably didn't even want to look at the sign. And yet each and every one, mouth breathing, it's like their eyes just went over and they stayed looking at it. Why? Because advertisements and marketing has been so hyper optimized. Like they've made that so effective. The exact shade of red, they've tested. The exact font, the size of the font, the pictures, all of this they've split tested to make sure that they captivate your attention. Why is the sign red? Think about how manipulative that is. Why is the sign red? Because red is also the color used in important road signs. Why is every sale sign outside of a shop, why is it always red with white text in the middle? Because it catches your attention. It's eye-catching, and the more eyeballs glued to those advertisements, the more profit. In this modern day, everyone, including you, don't think that you're special, everyone including you is AFK. Remember when we used to play video games and would say AFK, away from keyboard, which meant, okay, we're going for a bit. Everyone right now, I guarantee, and you're gonna say you're different because I've meditated 7 times, shut the f up. Everyone's AFK these days, from their own brains. Everyone just like BRB, and like they just go, you just go through a daydream or some bullshit, and you allow your brain and your body to just work like automatically to your failure. Marketers know that, and they manipulate these tendencies that we have. Imagine how much less of a consumer and materialistic spurg you'd be if you took a big step back from the modern world. Now, of course, it's kind of hard to take a step back from like the communities where there's advertisements and think about how intrusive that really is. Like you didn't sign up to be to show that advertisement. You were trying to drive safely and it's hooked your attention. But taking a step back from the internet is a big one, because that's where we see most of the advertisements when you're scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. And that creepy that happens, like you just randomly say something like, oh, like, you know, I might put a deposit down on a house, and then you start seeing advertisements of that exact same thing that you just spoke about on Instagram. Everything is made to rinse you of your money. It's a skill not to waste your money these days. It's a skill not to be like influenced by these marketers and these sale signs. And this can go really deep. Like we're young men watching this, and you know what I mean, if we go spend like $5 at Tim Hortons, it's not a big deal. But everyone in the car whose attention was deviating to that sign was like a middle-aged person. And the truth is, like most like middle-aged people are broke. Most people are struggling for money. And why do you think it is? You know, a lot of people say, oh, because, you know, they're not being paid enough, and you know, and that's it's a fair point. But the truth is, we all waste a lot more money than we should do. I just started visualizing some like random like middle-aged woman who's like always been struggling for money her entire life, and she's had to like go through inconveniences and pains because she can't afford like treatments and quality food. And I'm seeing like New York, like I don't even know why that's such a thing that people like, every person I talk to, oh, I'd love to go to New York. Why? bro. Why? Because there was movies made. Shut the f up. Because the there's the New York City Center. There's lots of advertisements, and I can take some pictures for Instagram. Shut the f up, bro. Come on, shut the f up. Every time someone said New York to me, I've always just been like, oh, shut the f up, bro. Come on. Like, it's literally just like you're going there because there's so many advertisements. Look at all the colors. Like, have some respect for yourself, man. It's of utmost importance that you improve your awareness of these things. You realize when you're being sold to, and that's why the sponsor of this. I'm joking. Scroll down right now and click on the share button underneath this video. Send a link over to a friend who might like it. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.